masteries is the DNA for life. Sorry, it's the DNA of people, which leads us to the DNA for business and the DNA for life. But it's really foundational. You got to know who you're talking to. And to do that, this time, I would like to bring up Wade and Dee. And together they're going to share with us about personality masteries and how that's going to help us convert more leads into clients. All right, so bring up Wade and Dee.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Hi. I can kick off first if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, first we're talking about DNA for people and personality masteries. This is powerful and it's something that we can both touch on. How many of you have been in situations where you've connected with one person in one way and it's been powerful, everything's clicking, you seem to be on the same wavelength, and then you do the same thing with another individual and it's like a train wreck? You guys experience that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What about a person who, have you ever been in a situation where you may have been really effective with a certain person, but then maybe a couple days later, you're in a different place, and next thing you know, boom, you're talking, and it's not even the same type of connection at all. It's like you're on a different frequency. How would you like to be able to have more control in how you can connect with different types of people with different types of personalities, so you can have that control to shift?
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Kevin mentioned about increasing sales and converting more leads. If you have 1 in 10 people on average in businesses that want to that really convert, where the closing ratio on average is 1 out of 10, and you're able to convert additional leads, where we've seen already within our group businesses that have doubled, tripled, even quadrupled the sales closing ratio. And when you think about that, how does that impact sales? It takes it through the roof, right? Without even having to get other additional leads. So DNA for people is a very powerful thing, and one of the things that we wanted to also focus on today had to do with really selling to various types of personalities. And Dee, you want to take it from there for now?
Sure,
Work
sure.
through the
I'd
different
love
types?
to. I'd love to. And one of the things that we look at in DNA is also, as you mentioned, Wade, the frequency. You know, the frequency can, if I'm on a certain frequency, I may be able to talk with everyone with enthusiasm. You may receive me very well. And if I'm on a different frequency, you may totally ignore me. Yeah, I walk in the room and you don't even know I'm here. And it all derives from who are you and what is your energy inside? What are you taking with you? And that is your frequency, because it's like a radio dial. If you're on a certain frequency and you're looking for a certain radio station, you got to tune in with that frequency. And if you tune in with that frequency, you're going to make that connection. And if you don't, you're not. So how do we build that frequency? How do we build that DNA? And the wonderful thing is we can build it immediately, because it's all within us. It's the energy that we carry. If I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling really bad about myself, I don't have my coffee, don't have my shake, and I just kind of leave the house, my frequency is going to be down, because it's what I carry with me. But if I wake up in the morning, I do everything I should do, I have my coffee, have my shake, and I'm feeling good, and I wake up and I walk into the store to buy something, it's like, oh, good morning, you're feeling me. You're feeling me. You know, we've all heard the terms, we're feeling you, we feel each other. I'm going to make everyone that I touch, or everyone I come in contact with, feel me because of the frequency that I'm on, the DNA that I carry. We can exchange DNA, because if I have good frequency, if I have this correct DNA, I'm going to be able to transfer it to you. You're going to pick up on it, and we're both going to have a lovely day.
Excellent. And when you think about the impact of that in sales, let's say you're in sales, or you have a team of people that are in sales, and you're wanting to connect with certain types of individuals. One person may be what we talked about last week is a driver personality. They want to be able to know what's happening now, time is money, what's the bottom line, what is the result that we want to have, where are we headed with this, and how are we going to get there? This is someone who wants to move quickly and wants to get basically good results. Now, if you're communicating with someone like that, and you're, let's say, an analytical in sales, and you are communicating, and you're used to thinking, wait a minute, I have to really do this right. I have to make sure that things are really done in the right way, they make sense, they're logical. And so when you're communicating with that driver, how powerful is that if you were able to shift, and because they are a driver personality, connect with them on their frequency when you want, so you can have results in that particular conversation.
Immediately, yeah. So it's being able to determine, and what I've learned in this class is that I'm a driver, and then the other one is something else I kind of don't understand. It's supposed to be a driver, double driver. I don't really get that one, but I look at my own personality, and I said, that makes sense. I see that. I read the definition of a driver, and I see that is me. So that helps me to connect with other drivers. But after taking the course, and I look at what is an analytical person? You know, what do all of those signs, you know, you've got the pyramid, you've got the square, you've got the little squiggly line. What's the other one? The what?
The sphere.
The sphere.
The sphere, absolutely. So I'm able to look at people and just go through my mind and say, okay, that's you. Now, that's not going to be someone 100%, and I get that. But again, along with my own positive energy, my frequency, my ability to assess where you are, I can connect better with you and I can have a better result. And Peter and I, we had that experience last week. It's like everything we touched turned to gold because of our frequency and our ability to peg where individuals were that we met. And this was on a sales call.
Yes. And as we talked last week, or last month, there are 4 different primary personality types: the driver, the analytic, the amiable, and the expressive. Each has their own types of ways of interacting and frequencies that they work off of. And amiable, as we talked about, they really care about people. They want to be able to make a difference for people. They want harmony. They want to be able to they may be more diplomatic as opposed to driving a situation. But they also can be very tenacious in very strong ways, which when you flip that over, can also mean that it could be even a stubborn type of an approach. So our greatest weakness, our greatest strength, I mean, is really becomes our greatest weakness when it's misapplied or it's to the extreme. So when we look at sales, we look at how we want to connect. Today we were talking about analytics. If you're connecting with an analytic and you want to sell to an analytic, what is it that you want to focus on, and what type of approach would you want to have? Any ideas? Details. You want to be accurate, precise.
Clearly organized.
Absolutely, clearly organized. What is it that they're going to buy based on? Makes sense, right? They're going to say, hey, that makes sense. Or it's going to be something that they can see how it connects with things. Now, when we're working with an analytic can also be someone who, as we know, can enlist a driver in an activity. A driver wants the bottom line, wants to get results. So an analytic can enlist a driver can also enlist an analytic. It depends on what you're wanting to accomplish.
And who is a driver? Do we have any drivers? Okay, can you tell me 5 of the prevalent personality traits that you have as a driver?
Trait for driver. I just want to do it. I just want to do it as quick as possible. Everybody has stand on my way, just quicker.
Yeah. You get it done, and that's the way I am as a driver. But sometimes I overlook how to do it. I'll just jump in and I'll forget that I don't know how to swim. Yeah, so, you know, so sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it gets it done.
Most times it's good.
Yeah. Correction here, most of the time. I got it. But we understand that, you know, you just jump in as a driver. And you get things done as opposed to saying, oh, I need my list and I need this. No, just go ahead and get it done and it'll all work out. And especially in my head, if I think it's going to work out, it just normally does. So you're on that rate frequency and you've got that drive. What about you describe the analytic, some of the other personalities? Who else? What are you?
Like well, I'm an amiable, analytic driver, expressive. But my pain quadrant,
Wow.
my pain quadrant, it puts me to where a driver is something that's very important to me that I do in terms of control. And so there are certain things that that my challenge many times personally is I really need to be able to be more aware and more effective at shifting from which personality type is really stepping in at the right time, so I can be on the right frequency in the right way, especially with drivers. Being able to shift from the analytic to the amiable and all of the things that go along with that, and to be able to connect in with the driver and be able to get results. That's something that is one challenge that I personally want to get better at.
And what is it, with being an amiable, what is two of the prevalent personality traits you would like to, that really drives you, that kind of is very prevalent in your personality?
I would say tenacity, and at the same time, because of my analytic aspect, I want to be able to approach things in the right way. But once I make a decision, I can be very tenacious about moving forward. And sometimes that could be to my detriment, because if I need to shift from that into driver mode or connecting with the driver, sometimes it can be a process that I still need to learn to do better. So when we're connecting in sales with different personality types, it's really important that we be able to be aware, if we can, about the person that we're speaking with. And so we can connect in the best way, and in sales, the most effective way, so we know where we should spend our time, how long, when you want to hang in the process with someone, and when it's time to move to a different person that you can assist.
Yeah, it's very important to know when to shift gears, and through this course, it has really taught me how to shift gears, because I identify who I'm speaking with. I identify what frequency they're on, and a lot of times I adjust my own personality because I know that's going to give me the greatest result. And then I close. Hopefully close the sale, but not necessarily, but closing the conversation.
And as salespeople, if we're able to be able to have more mastery and awareness of our own personality types, where we can have more of what we call an orchestra, a symphony, where everything is working in tandem, it can be extremely powerful, just as it can be powerful when a team is working together in tandem in the same way. But if one personality type takes over at the wrong time, is wanting to stand its ground at the wrong time, it can completely change the progress that we have. So in terms of sales and increase, there are many things that we can do to have higher conversions of sales using personality masteries. And when it happens, it can be a powerful thing.
Wow. Thank you so much. Good job, guys. Wayne.